Alright, listen up everyone. Technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful. So let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
Welcome to the 70th channel. I keep messing up every time. Welcome to the USA GP for my team season 1. Here we are at the end of practice now, getting some XP for the newly began podium pass. As you can see, we took practice 1 due to the fact that we did a qualifying trim and we used the soft tyres and no one else did, so we got first. And unfortunately, if you remember from the previous GP, which I did not when recording this, I changed all my engine components to completely fresh ones. So I will now be starting with a 6th place grid penalty, meaning I will be, no matter where I qualify, I will be starting last. So fun. But here we are for some interview now at the end of practice.
Going to affect your strategy going into this?
It's a spanner in the work. Oh no. We found. I need to remember these when I record. I've not been concerning myself with other teams. I mean, they're other teams. They're not my team, so yeah. Why should I? Resource points now from the end of all practices. Practice. Because how do you say it? What's the plural of practice? Would it be practices? Would it be practi? Put that down in the comments with hashtag practi or hashtag practices. Anyway, qualifying soon, and we're just going to look at the weather forecast. And if you looked at the thumbnail, which hopefully you did, because yeah, it's raining, which is quite fun, and the fact that we're going to be starting from the back of the grid is going to make it even more better. And yeah, by the way, before I went on to practice 1, I did some upgrades, which I don't know why I didn't show. Will be for next season, but yeah, it affected aero and durability, and yeah, like Carl said, we got to get on top of this, and we've got about 8 to do. But let's go to qualifying to get some more resource points. Here we are now on track. George Russell setting the 34.0 with Daniel Ricciardo and then setting the 32.8. Lando Norris going a tenth quicker with 32.7. Pierre Gasly going 3 tenths quicker with 32.4. 32.0 from Sebastian Vettel and 31.0 from Lewis Hamilton. But we're going to come across the line now to set a 1 minute 32.2. Puts us behind Albon, ahead of Stroll and Gasly, also behind Vettel. Let's go on board for our best lap 2, although unfortunately in the middle of the session. Heading towards turn 1, we got a poor acceleration compared to lap 1. Going into the turn 1 now, braking at the black box, hitting the apex quite nicely, accelerating out of the corner, heading towards turn 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 and 9, I'm pretty sure. 3, 4, 5 going down into 7, 6 going down into the 6th gear, 7, turn 7 going into 5th, and turn 8 going into 4th, turn 9 getting across the orange curb. Can't do that in strict corner curtain, by the way. Heading towards the hairpin now of turn 11, braking nice and early, hitting the apex of the corner and then accelerate as soon as you can out of the corner. We're now 5 tenths up on our previous best time. That should probably hopefully put us ahead of Sebastian Vettel maybe. Heading towards turn 12 now. Going to be a lot of overtakes here before the rain gets here in the race. Heading towards the final sector now, going through turn 13, clipping the apex quite nicely, just avoiding the orange curb. 14, I believe this is, maybe 15 actually. heading towards the triple right hander of 16, 17 and 18. Going through 16, 17 and 18. Going through towards turn 19 now, braking just after the black box, going on the orange curb just a little bit. Heading towards turn 20 now, braking at the black box, hitting the apex on the final corner, and then going across the line, losing the rear end, but we set a purple final sector, and that puts us third ahead of Carlos Sainz and Verstappen. But unfortunately we couldn't improve on that lap. So it's going to be P6, which is not too bad, ahead of a Red Bull of Alex Albon. So yeah, last time we were ahead of a Red Bull, we got some points, I think. Not sure, let me just check back. We weren't ahead at Russia. Singapore we weren't ahead. Italy, were we ahead of one?
And with qualifying complete,
I think the last one would have been Belgium, and we did qualify ahead of a Red Bull, and in that race we got a podium, but unfortunately we won't be getting one there. Funny enough, that was raining in that race as well. Huh. Let's go to the interviews.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
Nobaharu there on the left and right.
Qualify that far up the grid.
Yeah, it's always a relief to see the hard work pay off, obviously.
Regulation changes for next season have been announced. How is your team going to cope with
we're already working hard on next season's upgrades.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Thank you. And anyway, now we beat Pierre Gasly in that rivalry, so like quite nice. He now changed the gap to 5 from 6. Hopefully, hopefully we can close that down before he can beat us, but I don't see that happening. Foreshadowing. Getting some team acclaim now, and heading towards the race. Just telling us about how we're going to be starting towards the back of the grid. But to start at the back of the grid, we got to go to the race. So let's do that now.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city centre and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. It's the Circuit of the Americas then, situated 14 miles outside the great city of Austin. This is the 3.6 mile lap with 20 corners, 10 each to the left and to the right, and top speeds of around 200 miles per hour. Overtaking opportunities are available into turns 1 and 12, especially with that rear wing DRS wide open. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Now, I want to talk to you about Valtteri Bottas. They've got a really good lead in the championship going into this weekend, so it feels to me that they've got one hand on the trophy.
Certainly there are worse positions to be in, but it's vital they don't let complacency creep in. As soon as you let yourself think it's over before it actually is, that's where everything can and often will go wrong.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Vettel, Charles Leclerc and Sainz, Albon, Perez, Ricciardo and Lando Norris, Ocon, Magnussen, Daniel Kvyat and Gasly, Matushita, Giovinazzi, Roman Grosjean and Kimi Raikkonen, Latifi, Stroll, Russell and the engineer. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Fortunately for us, we're not the only ones to get penalties. Stroll has as well, 2 places ahead of us. We're gonna now change the setup so that we get the thingy so that we can get the soft tyres to the rain. Hopefully we can, and we should be able to do a good race from there. And yeah, I'm going to go on to the personalised, and that tells us to pit around lap 6. Hopefully that is a good strategy, but to find that out we've got to get ready for the start of the Grand Prix, which we are now doing. Get ready for 5 lights, Stroll ahead of us along with Russell, and it's lights out, and away we go, heading towards turn 1. We've already got the overtake button engaged with Rich Mitch available. Got a good start there, heading towards turn 1. We're going to make a massive dive bomb. go up the inside of almost everyone. Oh, can we go on the inside of Kvyat? Oh, we're going to have to cut the corner, but we do it. And we're going 3 wide into turn 2. We don't want to do that, and go 2 wide just a little bit. Make contact with Pierre Gasly, our rival, somehow. Latifi, following us up into P18, maybe making another dive bomb like we did. Now we are into P17, just behind Pierre Gasly, like I before mentioned. Nobaharu Matushita, they're in P16, 15, 14, 13, 12. So it's probably going to be his highest position for him. Defending from Latifi by the outside, we're going to go on the outside of Pierre Gasly's, turn defense into offense, and that is up into P16 now, ahead of our rival, but we're going to turn off the ERS because we want to kind of save some. And we're going to go into turn 12, we're going to go round the outside of him, almost doing the same to Giovinazzi if he was closer. And then heading into sector 3, he's quite alongside us for a long time, but we get the moves done, and that is us up into P16. Max Verstappen then setting the fastest lap, and we go on to lap 2. I believe he is leading the Grand Prix. Giovinazzi up next. Can we get into P15? Hopefully we can. Going to go down the inside of him as Kvyat is in P14, and like I said, Nobaharu Matushita is in P12. Defending from Norris and Kvyat, which is quite nice. Jeff congratulating us on our overtake on Giovinazzi. Hopefully we can make a good overtake on Kvyat now. Same lap, and yeah, Jeff telling us that we need to get past. Got overtake, but I believe Kvyat may be using overtake as well. Little droplet of rain next to Kvyat car on my screen. Gives us no room, but we make up a dive bomb onto turn 12. We're going to go round the outside of him into turn 13, and we seem to have made the move stick. He's still there, so hopefully we can do it on the inside of turn 15, which we have done, and that is us up into P14, only 2 places behind my teammate now.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button. This rain could be with us for a while. Light rain conditions for the foreseeable future. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So asking Jeff how what the weather report's going to be, but instead he decides to talk about the ERS, which is quite funny. But he does tell us that the rain is falling, and the dries are the best at the moment. DRS is still enabled, so hopefully we can, hopefully it can go for a long time. Conditions aren't improving, he says. So it's our choice whether we want to come in. But he now just says that it's better to stick with what we've got. Jeff, make up your mind. Do I get to choose, or do you get to choose? Okay, it's going to be getting heavier, so that's good. We're going to make a massive dive bomb on Norris in turn 1. Screen seems to have frozen, so I lost control a little bit, and up into P13 now. And we tell Jeff that we're going to pit, and what we're going to pit for. Intermediate tyres, so yeah, at this point in the race I think it's obviously time for the wet weather tyres, as it's quite a lot of rain on the screens now, and go through the triple right-hander, looking to make a move on Matushita. We do on the left-hander of turn 19 as we're coming into the pit, and Jeff is telling us that it looks like it's time to make a pit stop as well, so yeah, not too bad. Losing the rear end, so my decision was quite correct. Hopefully now we can make a good pit stop and get a jump on the others, as we seem to be the only one that's making a pit stop, as we are. TP quite far behind. Hopefully we can get ahead of him and that he gets ahead of us. Although he's quite close to us at the end of lap 1, so I'm surprised what's happened to him. At the end of laps, toward middle of lap 6 now, DRS has been disabled, so we've got the strategy absolutely perfectly at the moment. Getting the inside and outside of Latifi for 14 and 15. And that's us up into P21, so not too bad on these intermediate tyres. Going across the line for lap 7 now. A lot of people are coming into the pits. People are double stacking, so that's a bit stupid. Charles Leclerc going on. We're going into turn 1 now. We're into P9, but Magnussen there in P8. We're going to get him Sergio Perez in P7, but Matushita, look where he is. He's in P10. He's gonna get some points in a moment. So hopefully he can defend from the people behind. I don't know who's behind him. But we're going to go on to lap 8 now, as Charles Leclerc is coming in for his pit stop now, so he will be joining into P6. And hopefully we can close in on Perez and make the overtake and get best of the rest. Which is basically where we would have been before our grid penalty. So yeah, we've effectively gone back into our grid position, basically. Albon in the top 6 though, so yeah. Heading towards turn 12 now, we're looking to have a move on Sergio Perez. He leaves the door open, but then shuts it immediately. But we don't care, and we barge through like the, I don't know, end of lap 8 now, as going into rich fuel. Because we're going to have a lot of fuel to burn now, so you might as well leave it in rich.
The teammate behind is 4.2 seconds. They're on fresh inters. They're in 10th. The time last lap was a 1
So now we asked Jeff about our teammate, and luckily he's still in 10th, and I'm going to be doing that every so often because I can no longer see if he's in 10th based on the 5 leaderboard on the left hand side. So lap 10 now, we lose the rear end massively, but luckily Sergio Perez is about 3 seconds behind us, so don't matter.
We're leading our teammate by 6.9 seconds. They're on old inters. They're in 10th. The time last lap was a 1:50.3.
Actually, it's a consistent lap time. That was a 50.3 this time, and last time it was a 50.2. Nicholas Latifi out of the session, and we're going to stay on board to find out what happened to him. But yeah, I believe it was a normal electrical failure. I'm not sure though. Go on the exterior angles, and yeah, it seems to be a electrical failure as there was no smoke. On to lap 12 now. 3 laps remaining in the race. TP still there. Just telling us to be cautious around this area.
There's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Yes, Jeff, I kind of know that. There's the car right there of Latifi. Judging by the minimap, Matushita is ascending from an AlphaTauri, so that's quite good from him. Unfortunately, we have not got enough pace to close in on Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton.
Gap to teammate behind is 8.9 seconds. They're on old inters. They're in 10th. The time last lap was a 1:50.2.
So then Matushita is still in P10. 1 lap of fuel remaining. Perez is closing on us rapidly, so hopefully he didn't get us, as it is now the final lap.
We're leading our teammate by 10.5 seconds. They're on old inters. They're in 10th. The time last lap was a 1:50.2.
Once again, Matushita setting consistent lap time of 50.2. Max Verstappen, Red Bull Racing, wins the Grand Prix. They're going to come across the line for P7, and Matushita is going to come across the line for P10. Double points in the team. Let's go. And it's taken a wet race for it to happen. Can we have more of these, thank you, please? Because that'd be quite interesting. Get double points almost every single race if that was happening.
Celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It may have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level, at the very top, is anything but simple. There's no counting them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. Victory for the team from Milton Keynes then, after a quality performance. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's always a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on circuit and have come out on top.
Does the podium not exist? Anyway, Bias winning the title. Well done to him. He's got his first title now, beating Lewis Hamilton to it, as he got 5th in this race. So surprising to see that Lewis Hamilton didn't win the championship this season. Nobaharu Matushita getting 5 tenths ahead of Daniel Kvyat to get his first ever points, and that's amazing. I've still not kept him though. Spoiler alert. As director, we're just gonna look at nothing. Standings. 96 points it is from Bottas to Hamilton. Ferrari somehow getting 2nd. McLaren 4th. So yeah, McLaren, Renault, and Ferrari's quite close. So that's reflected in real life.
An exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. Do you think that
Quite
penalty
empty.
was justified?
Obviously, I broke the rules, so not much more to say about that.
Cutting your way through the field during the race.
Well, yeah, it handles
We all underestimated you, didn't we?
beautifully. Yeah, my team had faith in me, so yeah.
After all the teams have updated their cars for next season's regulation changes, where do you think you'll come out?
I'm confident we're well prepared for it. Obviously not going to go for the other one, that's going to downgrade the team. Anyway, quite sunny now, annoyingly. 2 points more than Pierre, so the gap is now 3 points. He just needs 7 to win, so hopefully he don't beat us in qualifying. And then beat us in the race. Because that should take him to 25, and then he just need 5 more points. So, yeah. Team ACCLAIM now almost level 13, so that will happen for the Russian GP. Got some points, and had no DNFs, and we had a clean race. So, no, we had no contact. So, getting all the sponsor goals. So, not too bad. 5.35 million now in the bank. And, yeah. I'm gonna spend some of the resource points on securing the developments to come in. And, yeah. Should complete them all. It's got 275, so we can only get 1. So, I'm gonna go for the rear downforce one. So, yeah. Unfortunately, it hasn't quite worked. So we'll have to do that in Mexico, the Mexican GP and the Brazilian, and obviously the Abu Dhabi, although that's not the country, it's the United Arab Emirates. Oh yeah, at this point there was a new update where you got more sponsor slots in the game, so I'll go ahead and edit all these off camera for the Mexican GP. And yeah, until next time, I've been a Racengineer. Like, subscribe, and whatnot. Comment your thoughts, and share with your friends because friends have common interests. No replay because the highlights decided to break and didn't work. So yeah, until next time, the Mexican GP, which should be out tonight as well, and be a live stream on Sunday. Don't just before I forget. But until next time, I'm Racengineer, and goodbye.